Hi, I hope you're doing well. If you're not, this message is probably for you. So, I have realized this very painful truth about life actually, which is ironically going to save me from a lot of suffering. And that is that in life, there are two types of sufferings. The first is the inevitable, it's just a part of the human consciousness, it's just something that we cannot escape. It is the pain that comes from grief, from loss, from heartbreak. It's that. And the second type of suffering is the pain of trying to avoid pain. Let me explain. So, life is such that pain is a part of it. And as human beings, we don't like that fact. We do everything in our power to go against the law of nature. So, the law of nature states that anything which we once have, we have to let go of. That is, the trees let go of their leaves, the night changes into day. But as human beings, we are so resistant to change and we are so resistant to pain. We hate pain. We don't like being in pain. So we do everything in our power to take control of a situation so that we don't have to face what we are afraid of facing, so that we don't have to face that void which we are so scared of facing. So we hold on so tight. We hold on to the bits and pieces of what's left so tight that the pain of holding on to that thing is much higher than the pain of just letting go. But we don't realize that. I'm going to give you a personal example because I have clearly learned this the hard way. Last year, at the same time, I was in a situation where I knew that this connection that I have with this other person who is extremely, extremely special to me has to end. In my soul, I knew it was over, but I couldn't process it. I couldn't imagine a life without this person. I was just like, no, I cannot. I have to do everything in my power to try and make sure that this lasts. So I held on so tight. It was like I was holding on to sand, and no matter how hard you try to hold on to sand, it will fall, it will slip through your fingers. And I was holding on to it and I was staring at it obsessively. And as each and every single grain of sand fell to the ground, I felt so much pain. It was like going through heartbreak every day and just seeing each and every bit of it come to an end in front of my eyes because I was so obsessed with it. I was just like so staring at it like that. But eventually, because life is life, this had to end. And it ended pretty recently, and I felt all of that pain again. So, the pain I've been feeling for the past 1 year, I felt again, which made me realize that maybe if I had just let go when I knew I had to let go, instead of being so scared of the pain that I had to face, it would have been so much easier. Like, it would have been so much less painful. I just feel like I put myself through so much extra pain just because I was so scared of the pain that I knew I had to face. It was like I 10x'd my pain because I was just scared of it, which makes no sense when you think about it. But that's kind of how human beings work. We try so hard to hold on to things that we know are not good for us. And we choose coping mechanisms which we know are not good for us, which will lead us to a greater path of suffering. But somehow we just end up choosing that over choosing letting go, accepting, sitting with it, and trusting God. I feel like I've learned my lesson. So please learn from my mistake because this was the most exhausting year of my life. But if there's anything you're going to take away from this video, it is don't be afraid of pain. Because you and I are born as human beings. Pain is a part of our life. There's nothing we can do to escape it. There's absolutely nothing we can do to not feel hurt. We will feel hurt. Even if we protect ourselves with thousands of layers, we will feel hurt at some point or the other. So yeah, the key takeaway from this is sometimes things end, people leave, and life happens, and it's very painful. But running away from the pain you have to face will give you so much more pain. you would just much rather accept it, sit with it, let it go, learn from it, and move on with your life. Yeah, that's it. That's it for today. I have finally learned my lesson this time, and I will not be afraid of pain anymore because pain is inevitable. If I can feel joy, I have to feel pain, and there is no other way of going about this. It is just the way life works. Accepting it is what will help you get through. And the best part about time is time changes. So eventually it will fade away and it will get better. But as long as it's not, it's important to not force yourself to feel great. Feel all the feelings, learn from it, and let go, release it. Hope that the other person is also okay, is doing well. Pray for them, pray for yourself, and move on with your life. Okay, thank you for watching.